We're back. The time is now.
NUFC Undisputed
with Chris the American Man and Derek the Mighty Win. NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning to the Undisputed Show. Earlier than usual, 10:30 now, right after the presser. Wouldn't that be a thing? That's a good pun, though.
What's that?
Fresh right out of the presser. Fresh right out of the press. Fresh right out of, you know? There you go, man. There you go. Hey, why,
you're out your mind, man.
Why? Don't forget to subscribe, folks. Smash the like button and call us now. 0191. What was the number? 0191. Mighty Win. You twat, man. You can't wait, man. We put up the number every day, all the time. How can you forget the number, man?
No, it's you that says it.
I was just doing it. Yeah, but you still see it. 0191-916-8864. Call us now and have your say. React to what Eddie Howe had to say. He came out and spoke in front of the media. Were you satisfied? Did that bring you up to speed? Did that update you to believe that we can turn things around? That is the question of the day for all of NUFC Newcastle United fans. Will Fulham change things? Can Fulham save our season? Can Fulham change your mind if you're Eddie out, Eddie in, or Eddie out more than anything, or Eddie in? You can change your mind completely, yeah, if you're still in. So call us now and have your say, and definitely let us know what you think and about this game in particular. We want to know your opinion. We want to know the fans, what they think. So please call us now. Match day is tomorrow. A great presser, to say the least, Mighty Win. So well done there with Gary. And later tonight,
it was a great presser, like. But
well, I'm saying the coverage, man. I'm
great
talking about
coverage.
Yeah. So what do you make of it overall? I know you've been speaking about it. What do you make of it?
Well, there were so many opportunities missed for the press to go for the jugular, and they didn't, as usual. You know, a few things we've just been going over them. Anybody who's been watching the presser with us will be aware. He's only the example he used for players taking time to evolve was J7 when he was asked about buying Premier League proven players specifically because that they're able to come in and hit the ground running. How come Jacob Ramsey hasn't done that? He says, well, it takes players time, and then he cited J7, which was completely wrong. He'd already been at the club for years, and his transition was from attack to defensive midfield, which was completely different to somebody coming in to do the job they've been brought in to do. And he wasn't quizzed on that. And then he said, that the Sunday's game lacked a J7. Well, J7 was on the bench. Why wasn't he playing? If you reckon the game was lacking him, get him on.
Yeah, that's a blunder right there. That's a blunder. I mean, because that's the thing, though.
And then he was asked about Jacob Murphy, and he says, well, Jacob's got a thigh problem. Well, he was on the bench and he came on after an hour. So if he's got a thigh problem, what's he doing coming on? Madness. But he wasn't challenged on any of that.
He wasn't challenged at all, it seems like, but, you know...
There were a few. I mean, somebody said that, were we going backwards? And he said, no. He says, we're not going backwards. We're not going backwards. We're evolving. And evolving sometimes involves stalling. which we're doing
he's still.
we're stalling. But hopefully we'll push on as we always have done.
So he's still putting glitter over shite. He's still not realizing that it's still shite, and that's that's the problem. You know that he doesn't come out and tell what people want to hear, and of course the press is not. They're rubbish. They're not gonna press him, which is. I mean, to be fair, he can't come out and say there's no fixing this. However, there's ways of doing it. It's just still not enough. There's not enough oomph. We've talked about that many times when we have shows here. You gotta have oomph. You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it to the fans. You gotta have the energy. You gotta have the, the personality to, even if there's nothing to talk about, bring the energy. And he's still not having that at all, in my opinion. And unfortunately, fans are sick of that.
Well, yeah, more so and more so.
More so and more so.
What was it? Because I just noticed what we didn't do last night was the results of the pool.
We didn't. Yeah, that was devastating. See, that's why I'm doing a lot here, man. You got to remind me, man. Come on, man. Somebody's got to remind me.
It just. But anyway, the last that I saw was 40% doing a good job and 60% sack them now, or whatever the other option was.
Those two. No, it's can he turn things around?
That's the first. That's the first time I think in any poll we've ever done of that description that he's been on the wrong side, you might say.
Well, no, because the weekend 60-something odd % said sack him, so that's odd as well. Not odd, but I mean, that's a big defeat for Eddie Howe. That was after the match reaction. 60 odd % said sack him, and it's starting to become an issue. It's starting to become don't see the solution.
Like I say, I cannot wait to get into Bally's tomorrow and do me rounds. But it was fun.
No. Looking at here the quotes. Eddie Howe and Whissa, I'll make a decision on whether he is able to start in consultation with everybody else. We'll have to see whether he can execute what we need him to. It's become a chess game, this thing, man. It's become a Sudoku game. It's become it's become just difficult, man.
In terms of what?
To execute what we need him to. So he comes to one game at the 90th minute, so he can only execute the plan for 2 minutes. Or he comes in the 70th minute, so he can only execute the plan for 20 minutes, or else you would have brought him in earlier when we needed him to, more or less, right after halftime, if you will, if you want to be, specific, so we can have a second striker there. And why not play him if he can't execute the plan 100%? Why not put him with another striker so they can feed off each other and help each other out? If that's the case, so he's not by himself. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of words, to be honest. It's a word salad that it's just not making a lot of sense. Just if he's fit to play, just put him into play. What is the plan to execute? We don't press. If you want to think of, you need somebody to be fit and somebody to run and somebody to be strong. And all right, I could buy that, but we don't even do that with a healthy Walter Mata or anybody.
No, what
anybody,
I would say,
not just
what
a
I would
striker.
say is that Whissa will be far more effective at a high press than Walter Mata is.
Yeah, but we don't do that.
Sort of lopes around, chasing the goalie and one thing and another, which is fine. That's not one of his.
If the whole team if the whole team was doing that except Walter Mata, then I'd buy that point. But no, the team is not doing it. The whole team.
No,
is not good.
I agree. But all I'm saying is that Whissa up top will do a far better job of that, scurrying, hurrying around.
So the game plan is just to the striker, for the striker to press. And that's why Whissa needs to come on.
The reason I thought he'd pick the team he picked on Sunday was because I thought they were going for the high press from the kickoff. And
Yeah, but we didn't.
No, that quickly disappeared.
So it's not that's what I'm saying. It's a weird thing. It's not about the striker. Like what plan is he not ready right now to execute yet?
I've got no idea.
I need to know that, because that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of conspiracy theory basically right now. It's a mystery. It's an unsolved mystery of what the plan is. And it could just be a lot of words. But he needs to either, or get off the pot at this point. I don't think he's gonna play he's ever gonna play Voldemort and Whissa together. But I mean, it'll be a shame. It'll be a shame. I don't know what the plan is.
I think he's got to have a final fling of the dice. He's got to at some stage.
Well,
abandon the 4-3-3 and put the two strikers on. I don't think he's got any choice now.
Interesting here. I says, Whissa can only manage 30 minutes, so I'll bring him on at 92 minutes. That's right. It makes no sense. Did he say he only got 30 minutes?
Gary's in there. Gary's saying the Whissa situation is weird. As he said, Whissa can't start a match and can only manage 30 minutes. And he's now saying he'll make a decision whether or not to start him tomorrow. Is this a huge risk if he exacerbates his injury? I mean, if he's still injured, he shouldn't be anywhere near the first team. Simple as. But as far as I was aware, he was completely over it. And when he's come on, he certainly didn't look injured to me on Sunday at all. He was running around very freely, it seemed to me, for the few minutes he got.
Yeah, I agree. Did you speak on Botman as well in the backline? He said the backline is an issue for us. We don't have any injuries, but we have a concentrated group of players that all play in the same position. With Sven, we're not entirely sure when he'll return. He's made a good progress, but he's not ready to play yet. By the way, that kind of slipped.
He said, quote unquote, we are reaching a dangerous point with our defensive structure.
By the way, that kind of slipped under the rug as well. We haven't even talked about it or discussed that one in depth about Botman being injured once again and out for a few weeks already. So after when you come in and you're out for a few weeks, then you're back injured. Then your injury proneness has been activated.
I forget who I nicked it off, but everybody says Botman's this Rolls Royce of a defender. He is a Rolls Royce. He's in the garage all the time.
Yeah, it's
in the workshop.
We don't know. He can't count on him. Can't count on Burn now. So should be Shaw and Chow starting, and Lascelles will be on the bench, and of course you got Alex Murphy there. So it's really
but the point about Lascelles is Lascelles can't. He's not even in the Champions League squad. So when it comes to Champions League games, if either Shea or
no, listen, man. You can make additions when there's an injury. You can make additions when there's an injury, and there's been an injury with Dan Burn.
No, I don't think you can, man.
Yes, you can, man. Look it up, man. Look it up.
Can.
No, man. Look it up. Look it up, man. You'll be out of it, man. Look it up, man. I got you. Trust me. Trust the American Mag. All right. You go places, man. You go places. So either way, it's a drop off in quality. To be fair, to have Lascelles and or the Alex Murphy kid, who we don't know, we don't even know about him really. So we just know that he never plays. But at least you got back up there in case something catastrophic happens. God forbid, Chow or Shar are hurt. But but we're good. Chow and Char. So I don't know what he's on about. The backline is an issue. I mean, and even he agreed, to be fair, that we don't have many injuries, but we have a concentrated group of players that all play in the same position. I think Chow and Char are doing just fine, and they'll be all right. But Craig Christina Cage's Rolls Royce player, Tesla reliability. So there you go. It's incredible, man. How we've Chris Richardson telling me you can't add anyone to the Champions League squad, only keepers if you have none fit. Well, we'll see. Look it up, and I'll allow him to a mistake. As far as I know, always with any tournament, because of a catastrophic injury, you can always add a player in. As far as the World Cup, it happens all the time. In the World Cup, you can do that. You can do that in all kinds of tournaments, man. So maybe I'm wrong, but it will be. I'll be surprised, to say the least. Call us now, folks. Howie, where are you? Call us now. Participate. Let me know your opinion. Let we know your opinion. 0191 916 8864. Call now and have your say about what you think. What do you think? Do you think Fulham will be they decided for you? Do you think Fulham can turn things around for Newcastle United? Do you think Fulham is enough? What do you think, or also what do you think about Eddie Howe's presser earlier today, who the guys were streaming earlier on, about Dan Burn? Eddie Howe said it was a big blow for us because I think he's been excellent in recent weeks. It's a rib problem and an issue with his lungs, so wish him well. And he will be out for about 4 to 6 weeks out. I mean, that's incredible, that man, And I knew it, and I told you.
So in a letter from UEFA to all member associations on the 12th of September 2025, so this was a letter, they said that following a recommendation by the UEFA Club Competitions Committee to address the temporary replacement of outfield players suffering from long-term injuries or illnesses on their list A, they have now implemented a rule which allows only one temporary replacement of an outfield player during the league phase, up to and including match day 6 of each competition. Restrictive conditions have been set for such replacements to avoid misuse and interference with the player registration deadlines. So yes, you're right. They're now allowing one outfield replacement, but only under severe scrutiny. But I don't think that'll be a problem because obviously, punctured lung and a broken rib would be. I don't know what that signifies.
The American Mag is always right, man. I'm telling you. Come on, man. Football is what I do, man. Football.
If that's what that signifies, I should just sit permanently like this.
Football. No. That's not what it signifies. I'm just letting you know. The American Mag. Come on, man. The football is what I do, man. International football, baby. Win, you're knackered, man. You don't even know about Gateshead, man. The Heat. How's the Heat doing? You're knackered.
We are knackered.
Come on, man. Give your head a shake, man. And like as you were saying, collapsed lung, basically, and broken rib. And I knew it too. As soon as that happened, I know it, man. I knew it. And I said it on the match. He's got a broken rib, man. The fact that he was able to, well, look, it takes his lung must have gotten punctured when he started moving around and he played a whole corner kick, so that could have been the collapsed lung there because it got punctured, and then he couldn't breathe at all, and so that's when he had to come out. So he may have been able to withstand his rib cage being broken, which is incredible, to be fair. And obviously once his lung collapsed.
Ginger Hoskins is saying, you're wrong, Chris, because match day 6 was last week. So that's past now.
We'll see. We will see. We will see. We will see. But yeah, that may have. I'm still not wrong that you can make changes when there's somebody hurt though. So that's what I said. I didn't talk about the timeline. But yeah, there you go. So we shall see. We shall see, man. Up to game 6, which I have now played, so we can't change anyone. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. But either way, we got Shar and Chow. We got Chow and Shar anyway. It shouldn't be a problem. And then if something really bad happens, then you got the Murphy kid in. Well, you can't put Lascelles, so but it'll be all right, man. We'll be all right. Didn't worry, man. Didn't worry. That looked more like you're on a guillotine win. There you go. You're on the Gallagate. You're on the gallows, man. Trying to pay your price. But out of Kenya, I love NUFC, says Liki Mwema. Welcome, mate, and I hope you're doing all right. Thank you very much.
Get in touch, Liki. Get in touch. We'll love to have foreign fans on.
Thank you for supporting the tune all the way from Kenya, and so it's a difficult situation. Well, Burn will be out for a long time, so it is what it is. It is what it is. But the party continues, man. You need to keep going. It's interesting to me about his Bruno comments. Basically, saying he was wrong, saying we were a mess. First of all, I don't know why he had felt the need to say that.
Well, he was asked about his social comments.
Yeah, that's fine.
Social media comments.
But we were a mess. So people identify with what Bruno said more than what Eddie Howe is trying to, put out there. We were a mess, man. A complete mess. We were in a team. So coming out and saying, in a way that, of course, he's not trying to be, confrontational or controversial, but still, you're saying he's wrong. For saying that.
Well, he said you're 10% wrong, and I agree 100% with the other 90%.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, to be fair. And this is your captain, by the way. So you would think, you would just, even if you did, I don't know about Eddie this last few weeks, but I think he's lost a bit of just being astute with his words and being think a little bit. Now, why would you come out and say something like that? Again, in a very laid back, non-confrontational way, but still, you're giving the media food to eat. You shouldn't do that. If that's your motto, you shouldn't do that. And so it's your captain. Even if you disagree, just shut the hell up, man. Just say what you need to say,
Yeah, but he was specifically asked about Bruno's comments on social media.
Yeah.
So he had to more or less say something, didn't he?
Yeah, I think I agree. He's a passionate guy. I agree with him.
Unless he says, I don't read social media.
Or that, which you said many times.
Steve Bruce's answer to it.
Which is said many times. But you can also say, listen, he's a passionate guy. He's our captain. And I'm sure he was hot after the game. And, we back him 100%. And yeah, that's what he said. So it is what it is. Yeah. No, he didn't say that, though. He said 90% I agree. The 10% where he said we were a mess, I don't agree. I don't think we were a mess. Like, you don't have to do all that, man. You don't have to do all that. Again, Eddie Howe doing a little too much. And to be honest, I think pressure's getting to him, man. Pressure's getting to him, man.
Absolutely, the pressure's getting to him.
He's starting to smell. He's starting to smell the lions, the hyenas lurking around. And,
Leaky from Kenya, I'll tell you all about them.
He's a wounded. What do you call that? Antelope. The wounded antelope right now in the
wounded wildebeest.
And the hyenas are smelling the wounded antelope, man. I'm telling you, man, he needs to lick his wounds and go up in a tree. If antelopes can do that, I think cheetahs can. But you need to go out and hide right now and come back.
Never seen an antelope climbing a tree.
Yeah, but
they're as rare as a macam in Milan.
All right, let me tell you something. Let's not banter the Macams right now before they come out of the woodwork, man, and get back on.
Listen, man, the Macams were crap.
They were, and that's how bad we were. That's how much. That's
the point. That's what's annoying about it.
So we were a mess. We don't need the manager.
We're an absolute mess.
We don't need the manager coming out and saying, we were in a mess, man. But that's what Bruno says anyway. It is what it is. But what? What are you on about, man?
Bruno's telling it like it is. Good on him.
Exactly.
Fronting up.
Exactly.
But again, words are cheap. Words are cheap.
And he knows what to do. He knows what to do with the media, at least. He knows he's going to have to face the media. And he said the right thing. Even if he feels it or not, by the way. We don't know if Bruno feels it or not, but he's saying the right thing. We don't need your... Now Bruno's reading the press and like, my manager coming out and says that we were in a mess. You know what I mean? Highway, man. You can tell maybe that helps you assume that Eddie Howe doesn't like it. Just like he is himself, tries to keep everything within and not show any emotion. Or maybe not to show any emotion. Maybe he doesn't have any emotion. And that's maybe he's not bothered. Maybe he just says, we'll see what happens and we'll continue to work and blah, blah, blah. Maybe he doesn't feel any emotions, any regrets. And he is not liking how Bruno's coming out and, saying all of this. Therefore, I'm going to come out and say, just, in a non-confrontational way, just, we were in a mess. Listen, man, that's the problem. Because people are like, are you looking too much into it? What are you on about, man? He's giving us food to eat. If he never brought up that particular part, which, of course, you're going to be asked questions, but you got to be mature enough to know how to answer them. We wouldn't be talking about it. So... that was an odd situation for me, and yeah, but he did say,
Jake said because they ask him moronic questions, he gives them a simple answer they can understand, and they ain't going to write what he says without their spin on it anyway.
But the problem is,
give them notes.
Well, he gave them everything. He didn't give them note, and he gave them something to go on and something to put a spin on it. So he's spoken about the Carabao Cup, of course. That's what the presser was about. And says the beauty of football is you can get another opportunity to focus on. That's a good thing for us after Sunday. It's a difficult game, but it's a great opportunity for us to get another semifinal of this competition. Another semifinal, putting that in there.
Great opportunity to change the mood.
And then we'll have to focus on something positive. We'll have something positive to focus on. True. Again, though,
why should any away game not be something to concentrate on and do whatever you just said? Improve.
True. Why wouldn't the Macam game something positive to focus on?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's things are looking grim, man. They're looking grim, and
when we didn't get around to a few of the comments in the in the presser chat, and I was getting castigated off. I think it was Jody Dancy and or someone saying, "How man win? You've joined the culties, you've joined the bedwetters cult. Let's have you sticking up a bit more. It's getting difficult. I've got to say. I'm still there. I'm still clapping away. But he's got to win the next 4 for me. Because if we don't get 9 points out the next 3 league games, we ain't going to get Champions League. And that's a fact. Because the gap's going to be too big.
How many did you say? How many?
Fortunately, we play both Chelsea and Man United.
Fortunately? What are you on about, fortunately?
Yeah, because we'll be taking points off them, so we're getting closer to them regardless.
Eh?
Yeah.
You're assuming we're gonna beat them. That's what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing right
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
now. Okay. I thought it was something factual, something that that we can. There was something that we can go back to and
Well,
confirm.
no, because what I'm saying is, if we don't,
it's just your opinion.
No, I'm simply saying if we don't beat them, then it's impossible for them to get the target which I set them last season at this time, and I've set it consistently this season. I have never changed my. I've always said we need to be within 3 points of the Champions League by Christmas. By the time the Christmas fixtures are finished, and that's where if we can beat Burnley, Chelsea, and Man United, all winnable games. But Chelsea at home, Man United away. So Bournemouth go there and score 4 yesterday. So if we can get 9 points there, we're bang on target, and we'll still be in the semi-final of the Carabao, still in the last stages of the Champions League. What's to worry about? But it's going to take 4 wins to do that.
What's to worry about, man? This guy, man, I swear, man. This is incredible, man. He's already fixed the whole. He's fixed the whole season, by the way. He just fixed it. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. We just went by, and we're back.
Just like that.
Man, just like that. Listen, that's good in that's good in cuckoo land, but in real world, it's looking pretty grim. But I do understand that you got to have some type of it's a safety mechanism that you have to just lie to yourself, deceive yourself, and then hope, which is good, which is okay.
I'm not deceiving
which is
myself
okay.
at all.
I don't think this team has. Well, listen, we do turn up for bigger games when the players. Again, we're a player-driven team. As daft as it sounds, because I think every team is player-driven. To be fair,
Of course it is.
but we are a player-driven team to the point where if they turn up, these players are bipolar, man. When they want to play, we play good. When they don't, we don't play good. And that's how it's the manager right now has no influence other than not making changes, of course, on time and all that stuff. But maybe we do turn out for Chelsea. Maybe the players want to play for Chelsea, and then we give them a good game. That's going to be at home. So you would expect we beat Chelsea all the time at home. So that could be something positive there. But the Chelsea is doing well, though. That's the thing. Better than they were in seasons before. And Man United away, we beat them.
Chelsea are just 6 points better off than we are.
Only. Okay.
And they're in 4th place. We beat them.
Yes,
They're only 3 points in front of us. Man United, they are sitting 6th now. They are 4 points in front of us. We beat them. They're only a point in front of us. And then, after those 4 games, we've got the easiest, which again, if he doesn't do it, that's why I want a new manager in then, because the new manager then comes in with the January window to buy somebody that he wants. And then we've got home games against Crystal Palace, Leeds, Bournemouth in the Cup, Wolves away, PSV at home, and Aston Villa at home. And there's 6 games right there that can get any new manager off to a flying start. And if Eddie wins those 6 as well, we're right back. We're right back in the top 4, and everything's hunky dory. We're in the next round of the cup, the FA Cup. We're already in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and beat PSV, and we're in at least the playoffs of the Champions League with a game against PSG away for to potentially get into the top 8. What's not to like, man? What's not to like? A lot of ifs there. But let's see how many bedwetters jump out the bed and change the sheets if that happens. Wiggy wiggy.
My bad. My bad, man. I just thought it was a bedtime story. That
Fairy tale. Some might say.
It's criminal, man. It's criminal, man. I mean, come on, man.
Been done before.
Why it got being done before? When? Stop it, man.
And let's assume we do all that. Then we go to PSG. We beat PSG in Paris. And who's the next game? Liverpool at Anfield.
We beat
Come
PSG.
on.
This is unbelievable.
On the back of a run like that, going to Anfield. Come on, bring it on.
That just in fucking hell, man. This is unbelievable. They definitely should have you in the locker room because you will lie to them to think that they are the Hulk, all the Avengers coming out onto the pitch. They probably need that, to be honest, because you just literally say, and then we go to PSG and we beat them away, and then we go to Liverpool and we beat them there as well. Like, fuck yeah, although this is gonna happen. That is incredible, that man.
And by the way, all of that would be typical Newcastle because the next game would be Brentford at home. When we're on a high, da-di-da-di-da, we play Brentford at home and get trashed.
Yeah,
I mean, that was shambolic.
It's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are.
Folks, come on, man. Where are you waiting? You waiting too long right now. Call us now, 0191 916 8864. Maybe you're a happy clapper and you want to come and just say your piece and back win on this, or maybe you're a happy clapper who's not seeing the delusion from win. You can also voice that opinion. You can whatever you want to say, or if you're Eddie out and want to just voice that, let us know. Call us now, 0191 916 8864. It's interesting because Derek says it looks like being a fan of the Toon is affecting your mental stability, Chris. Well, that's nothing new anyways. It's always been like that. But now that we have some standards, that we should have some standards in the last 4 years, now that we are actually a football club brought to reality, where Newcastle United should always be.
But are we talking standards here, or are we talking unrealistic expectations?
No, they're not. Nothing realistic. Nothing unrealistic. All realistic for Newcastle United to be in this position. To be not in this position in this season. I'm talking about in the position this whole time after the takeover. Newcastle United is a big club, like Aston Villa, like like Spurs. Should be fighting for Europe all the time. Throughout their history, should be that. We were a rubbish club, a numpty club, a scumbag of a club under Mike Ashley. That's not the norm. That was under his leadership, but that's not the norm of our history. The 9th most successful club in English football since the beginning of the time. So we should be here. We should be here. We should have we have a little bit of standards. Some fans are feeling bold now. They have expectations, and we should be always fighting for Europe. Always fighting for Europe. And especially with the players that we got now, it's proven that we can do it. But something's going definitely very wrong this season. And, last season we were able to get off of it because we didn't have Europe more than likely. We had time to mess around and try to fix things.
And that's the other positive about this season. We've done all this with Europe.
No, there ain't no positive because that's completely negative because that means we are not prepared with this manager. Unfortunately, right now, I regret to say that. I do. With this manager, unfortunately, we don't have enough. He doesn't seem like he has enough to play on two fronts. And that cannot happen because we can't say, well, never mind, Eddie, he's a lovely guy, so let's just not qualify for Europe so he can have the time to train and the time to. We can't do that. If he can't manage with basically 4 competitions at this point in time during the year, 4 competitions because the FA Cup's coming up at some point pretty soon. You got the Carabao Cup in late stages. You got the Champions League in getting to late stages with the knockouts and all of that stuff. And then you got the Premier League. You always need points. So if you don't have a manager that can do that and get the best out of the players, then that's not a positive. It ain't. It isn't. It's not. No. No bueno. Zilch.
It's never going to alter the fact
Nine.
Eddie Howe is the most successful manager in.
I've kept really quiet, but I'll tell you something. He went down in my estimation when he said that.
Right now, you're an old fan. We're not going to say your age, but you are extremely old. Extremely old. We're not going to say your age. You're as old as Methuselah, but we're not going to say your age. Methuselah was like 900 years old, man. He wasn't that old, though. I read the Bible. He wasn't as old as people thought he was, but he was old.
Because it's in the Bible.
Because, of course, it's the Bible, the greatest book ever written.
99 years old, yeah. Close.
But, are you trying to say you're older than Methuselah? Yeah, okay. Well, you may have been. But here's the thing.
No, I'm trying to say what's
listen,
in the Bible.
somebody listening to you. Jackie Milburn listening to you. Kevin Keegan. We can go back in time. The first ever manager we had, what's his name? Watt. John Watt. James Watt. Something Watt. You know, all those men. They're rolling over in their graves listening to you, man. Literally. They're rolling over because they're like, man, what have we done, you know, to make our fans not have any standards when the King of England had to give us the FA Cup at one point? You know, now we are knackered with these fans. No expectations, no standards, no nothing, man. You know, so it's incredible that you
realistic
can say
expectations.
no, there ain't nothing. No, nothing real. You keep going on about Newcastle United should be 9th because that's how much money we spend. Are you kidding me right now, man? That right there is blasphemy, man. To levels never seen. And at Newcastle United, you had Mackhams on the chat telling you to keep Eddie Howe and everything is going to be all right. Mackhams, man. And you have the audacity to agree with him. Oh, way, man. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
For the time being.
Yeah, that's what we can only talk about what's happening right now, man. We can never talk about what
I'm
you know.
about right now.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're speculating. You just literally said, you know, we're gonna beat Chelsea, we're gonna beat Man U, and then we're gonna go to PSG and beat them.
And if we don't, then we'll start looking at the situation.
Okay, and we'll move on your time. We'll move on your time, man. Don't worry.
Good plan.
Yeah, that's insane, that man. Heresy, says Jake. That's right. That's what he's saying. I mean, this is unbelievable, man. This is insane. Let's go with some chats here, and we can have a good old country time with some of these comments. Michael says Howe looked very, very uncontainable. I didn't watch it, but I'm not too happy with the quotes. To be fair. Houses are right off the docks, so they can steal some blood off me back in 25 minutes. So there you go. But wish you well, mate. Wish you well. Lens Vence says, if we're going to be number 1 in the world by 2030, I forgot about that. Oh, man. Do you see Eddie managing us in that top club role? If not, how much farther can he take us before he hits his limit? Well,
he might have already reached it.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
There again, he might not.
It's crazy. I'm gonna tell you something that's controversial. If Eddie Howe manages to give 5 games in, and whatever, and he's able to finish and scrape by and finish in Europa League, for example, I don't know, gets to the Carabao Cup final, and that's it. We don't do nothing else. It's a positive season as far as to where it could have been, no doubt about it. But that's although you finish in Europe, we need to sack him as well, because we need to sack him. because that ain't enough. We're not making progress. Even though you finish in Europe, you're not making progress. And it's clear and evident that he can't manage, big competitions on a weekly basis. Just because you do decent and you manage to...
We should be finishing above Man City, should we?
What are you on about, Man City? Man?
Okay. Should we be finishing above Liverpool?
No.
Be finishing above Arsenal?
No.
Be finishing above Chelsea?
No.
Well, that's 4 teams straight away.
Yeah.
There's your Champions League.
And? No? You can get Champions League with more than that. If you
can, and if it goes to 5th, then we are challenging.
Yeah,
I believe.
What are you on about? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you did all of this bad. Just because you're able to find a way to get close to where you need to be, that doesn't mean you were fighting for...
Season is 38
You need to sack him.
games.
You need to sack him.
Season
sack him.
is 38
If
games.
if Eddie Howe manages to get this team, based on how we are a player-driven team anyway, so when they want to play and we manage to get into Europa League and we manage to get we still need to sack him because you're not making any progress. Just because you get somewhere there, you got to look at how it's been done. A board.
Got to look at how much money the opposition are spending. Told you a million times.
It shouldn't have been this
Straight line
difficult.
graph.
It should have never been this difficult. Straight line graph. Where Aston Villa is punching above.
Punching above their weights, absolutely, yeah. As we have done twice.
They're very comfortable, to be fair, to be punching above their weight.
Punching above their weights,
no,
as we have done.
You still got a wife batter syndrome.
No. Let's see where Aston Villa are at the end of the season.
Yeah, of course we'll have to see.
It
doesn't matter. Aston Villa are doing fine. All season they've been doing fine. Man United doing fine.
They certainly have not been doing well all season.
Well, they started bad.
They were bottom of the league after 6 games.
And then they straightened the ship. What happened to us after 6 games?
Right.
We're still
and then they straightened the ship.
They're playing good, Aston Villa, man. We're not playing nowhere near good.
No, they are.
No. You're trying to find ways to keep Eddie Howe just for the sake of keeping him, and that can't happen either. The board needs to look at it. Is the board
I've told you what'll keep Eddie Howe. What'll keep Eddie Howe is results.
Yeah.
End of.
No. It's not enough.
Same with any manager in history.
It's not enough.
All about results.
It's not enough. He's been here for 5 years now.
And in 5 years, we've got the Champions League twice, and he's won the first trophy in 7 years.
But you're not making consistent progress, man. You're not making consistent progress. You're making it by the skin of your teeth. You're making it at the last minute, and that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Overachieving.
No, what overachieving? Get your head a shake, man. You got a few of the best players in the league, and you're talking about overachieving, man. Come on, man. For real.
Why are they the best players in the league?
Be real. Tonali's not one of the best players because of Eddie Howe. Walter Mata didn't come here as the best signing as a striker because of Eddie Howe. Who else you want? Chow didn't come here. It doesn't matter. He came in. He made whatever he could out of plays, and he scored a lot of goals. And now we don't ever give him the ball. Therefore, he's not scoring. What about Chow? Chow wasn't because of Eddie Howe. So what are you on about? We had a horrible season already.
Why did none of the top
Why can't Eddie Howe make this? Why can't Eddie Howe make these players good now? What happened?
He has a criticism that's aimed at Jacob Ramsey. Why did we buy Jacob Ramsey? None of the top 4 clubs were looking at him.
So why did he go get him then?
None of the top 4 clubs were looking at Chow.
Why did he go get him?
None of the top 4 clubs were looking at Chow. Your Honour, you're citing Chow as an example.
Yeah.
If he's that brilliant...
He didn't make him. He didn't create him. He didn't help him anything. He came in and played. He didn't need Eddie Howe teaching him how to play football.
He identified him.
He also identified Ramsey. Why is he not playing?
Exactly.
He identified Ilanga. What happened to Ilanga?
Well, Ilanga, it would appear now.
So
it would appear right now that Ilanga and Ramsey could be the first 2 duds that Eddie Howe's ever bought. Because he's got a 100% hit record up to them 2.
No. 100% hit record, man. Give your head a shake, man. You're trying to find
Well, then,
everything.
which other bad?
No.
Which
Here's
other
the
bad
thing.
player has?
First of all, you got to stop. You got to stop living off 2 years and 5 years ago, man. That's not relevant right now. That's not relevant. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Totally
so we need about
relevant.
what's happening right now. Are we making any progress as a team with Eddie Howe? No, absolutely not. Because we're in this position all the time, and that's not making any progress. He's clearly not making any progress. He can't manage with big tournaments. He can't do it because one has to suffer, and you can't do that, man. That's not making progress. We got a super chat there. Kevin Fuller, Shearer, slagging Walter Mata, but he played with 4-2-2 with good wingers and a number 10 behind. We'd like to see him in a 4-3-3 with a crap wingers and no number 10. Well, that's a good one as well. And again, it's it ain't got nothing to do with Walter Mata. It's all about to do with it's all to do with the team. And the team is poor and rubbish right now. So I don't care if you got Shearer there. He ain't going to do any better. It's just simple, man. Paul Unwin says, keep Elanga far away as possible. Jake says, Premier teams have been targeting players for the last season. I don't see how anyone cannot see it. Look at Dan Burn. That should have been the red. It should have been a red, but it wasn't because it's been happening for 3 seasons. That wasn't a red, though. I mean, inertia would take place. He took his legs out. He can't take his knees out. I mean, it's a fast play. Blame Gordon for losing the ball. His golden boy here. You know, the guy he wants to play every time because he runs around like an idiot. Well, he lost the ball in a stupid way, and Dan Burn had to go tackle for it. So there you go. Old Angry Noob says Eddie gets the whole season. And that's a fine. You can have that prerogative, but the point is now.
Well, there may be no alternative, and by virtue of the fact that you don't just want to get anybody in.
Yeah, true. I agree
And
with that.
It may be that you cannot get somebody in until the close season. So be it.
And that's possibly going to. And again, I think that's what probably need to happen. As bad as it sounds, because that could jeopardize our next season in a bad way.
I mean, all I would say to that is that if let's say, just for the sake of argument, let's say we go to Glasner at Palace and pay him a king's ransom, tell him to come here and do his magic here.
I don't want Glasner, to be honest.
And he says, well, I'm not going to come now. I'll come at the end of the season. Now,
but more than likely, that's what you're going to get into.
So hang on. So that would then mean that he's coming. Eddie knows he's coming as well by then. Are you allowed to contact him legally for to be saying, right? When you get here,
no, you can't. You can't do that.
Give us an idea of the sort of player you want to sign, etc., so we can get those deals on
you can't do
on the
all
rails,
of that,
etc.
Get out of here.
And then if that's happening, what are Palace going to do?
You're
Palace
out your mind, man.
Palace are going to say, no, get yourself on guard and leave soon.
You can't do that anyway legally, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. So he has to have.
Well, so in other words, it's going to be a total mess. If you're saying you can't do that, and don't tell me it doesn't go on, but you're saying you can't do that. So if you can't do that, what is the point then?
But let me tell you this:
you're going to waste the whole of that transfer window.
Well, no, you just don't give Eddie Howe the money for it. You don't. Or Russ Wilson buys the players that he's going to buy anyway because he is the DOF. And unfortunately, you tell Eddie Howe, listen, we ain't got money. We're broke. We're knackered. You spend all the budget, and it is what it is. And Eddie Howe will start to see. There will be a hint to Eddie Howe to say, look.
All I'm saying, it could all get very, very messy.
It's going to be. There's no way. There's no easy way around this.
Let's try and avoid that.
There's no easy way around it, and that's why sacking a manager is not as easy as some people think. You're just sacking a manager. Blah, blah, blah. No, it ain't that. It ain't. It's not that easy. But I'm not going to do everything possible just to keep Eddie Howe, just to keep him so you can be happy. I'm not going to do that. So
I'm not going to be happy if Eddie Howe can't qualify for Europe. I'm not going to be happy at all.
Here's the thing: Glasner is a good manager. I don't think he's the guy for us in this next stage of our takeover. 5 years in, that means the next 5 is 10. Easy math. And I, in my opinion, we need a manager that's a proper one. That's an eye turner. That's eye candy like Christina was yesterday on the show. Everybody focused on Christina, and they weren't worried what you Gary and Bogey had to say. More or less, yeah, whatever you say, I agree with Christina.
I completely disagree.
That's
Christina
what the
is
chat were.
far more than eye candy. She is got
she of course,
football brain.
of course she is. But the point is, people weren't bothered what you had to say. So again, we need somebody that's still a good coach that can still obviously do football, but somebody that comes in and gets their attention. You need somebody like that. Unfortunately, I don't think Iriola is that guy. As soon as Iriola gets in the locker room, they're going to ask him, "What's your name? Who are you, mate? Are you the groundskeeper?" They're going to be asking him all that. As soon as Glasner come in, with all due respect to good old Glasner, that ain't going to get the job done. You can get somebody that's proper, and those are hard to find, man. That's why you can't just do whatever. You got to think, but you can't go around and Glasner, who do you want now, man? We're gonna get your players in before you can't do that, man.
Listen, look, when you
you own some ethic. What ethics you run on, man? I mean, this is unbelievable. This man, man, come on, man.
Oh, well, what have I said to do anything with ethics?
You basically if they go to get Glasner and say, what players do you want? So basically, in the winter window, you're gonna start recruiting Glasner players when Eddie Howe's managing. Oh wait, it's insane, man.
I'm saying in the winter you don't recruit anybody. You write the season off.
Nah, well, you can't you can't do that verbatim. You can't do that. I mean, you're still fighting. You're still, you can still sign the players that you need to sign as the DOF one. So the Ross Wilson identifies as good targets. You can still do all of the club doesn't stop, man. But you know that if Eddie Howe tells me I want that player because I know then. If you think he's a good player, of course, if he goes and says, I don't know, who's a good player out there? Semenyo. I want Semenyo. Then obviously you go and get Semenyo because Semenyo is going to be good regardless of Eddie Howe or not. So you got to use some common sense.
That's my ideal January window is sell Gordon, Willock, Ramsey, and a few more bits of Deadwood. Get a couple of young fullbacks and Semenyo.
The thing about
and maybe
Gordon
Jared Bourne and all.
The thing about Gordon is a lot of money for a club to pay, for any club to pay. 180. That's a lot, man. So now you're in a predicament now. Who's going to want to buy that contract? Well, yeah, only big teams, and I don't think that he's attracting big teams. Maybe Liverpool because to be fair, there's a love relationship there. Maybe they'll try to do something like that because they need kind of a nump move, to be fair, but I don't even know if that's going to be. I don't know. I don't know that Newcastle Liverpool want to make any deals anytime soon, but maybe Newcastle want to get rid of him. And to be honest,
straight swap for Isa.
Fuck off, man. That ain't never going to happen. But we should have probably, as crazy as it sounds, we should have probably sold him when we wanted to sell him, because after then he's never been good. So, and Liverpool wanted him too, man, but we didn't. So something happened. What happened? Did we not agree up on the fee or something? We
sold Langer and Anderson instead.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. More comments here. Christina, clubs can temporarily replace one outfield player in their list. Yeah, she was mentioning that. The same as when we were talking about the Champions League thing. Took on the phrase when to still be minus 7 points last season, equivalent fixture results. We still need to win 9 out of the next 10. So there you go.
That's because he's comparing the actual teams.
Yeah. Well, that's a fair point if you want to really be accurate about it. Adrian here says, I'm worried that the lad won't be up for it as they were nowhere near against Sunderland. Trolls win.
I'm assuming he means the lads.
Win. That means that many teams has to lose to get up to the table, but I guess you just brushed that under the carpet. Exactly.
Well, no, two of those teams are City and Chelsea, who are two of the fixtures.
We play City already, man.
And the rest play each other, so they can't all take points. So some of them are losing points, definitely.
Talking about Man United. You are. Coin a phrase, what's not to like? Look at the last game performance. Exactly, man. It's like crazy, man. And actually, not the last, but the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. Skip Everton and Man City anomalies, and the one before that, 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 and the one before that. What's not to like, baby? We're in it. Jake and Ryan, if anything, this season has proved not building a new training facility by now has been a colossal fuck up. Well, listen, I mean, you know, that's fine. But
I think that's
what's that got to do with
yeah.
You know, what's love got to do with it, man? That's more the question here. I think Derek Wedding has a question there. Right, the season off. What a daft thing to say. Exactly, and that comes from a happy clapper commenter and a happy clapper.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you've decided that you're keeping them till the end of the season, I'm not saying I would keep them till the end of the season.
Well,
I think what you could possibly do, because I'm sure Mourinho would come, and if you went to Mourinho with an open checkbook and said move from Benfica, I think he would do that tomorrow. And even if that was just temporary, you know, if you said to the end of the season and say, oh, you give him a target, say you've got the end of the season, you need Champions League, you're mute. You've got the end of the season. If you do, you know, really well, we'll keep you on. Or financial reward, whatever.
Yep. We got Jordan on the phone line. Jordan, how are you, mate? Good morning. Or not good morning. Oh, yeah, good morning still. Jordan.
Morning.
How are you,
mate?
Morning. Morning, you alright?
Yeah,
man,
champion.
We're what you got to
Our
say,
health
brother?
is not in question. What you got to say?
Our mental health is, though. But anyway.
Well, I'm just wondering what's going on with Newcastle United at the minute. I think it's one of these things where either talk about Eddie Howe or the players, really, because I didn't see a lot of commitment in that game on Sunday, to be honest. I think a lot of the passion wasn't there. Alanga played absolutely rubbish. The only person that I want to talk about today is Eddie Howe, to be honest, and his job, his status at Newcastle. This is my thing with Eddie. I do like him, but sometimes he makes the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
And I think he made the wrong
You've joined the bedwetters, yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's in the critical thinking side, man. He's already said he's had enough. There ain't no sides here today.
I've definitely had enough. I mean...
You've gone to the dark side.
We've got Fulham tomorrow. If we don't win that, well, we've held our cup. I mean, if we don't win tomorrow, I will be saying, if Eddie Howe leaves Newcastle, I would rather have Jose Mourinho or possibly.
Now, would you like our board of directors to be thinking that same way, Jordan? I would like Jose Mourinho or because that's part of the problem, isn't it?
I mean,
who do you replace him with? Not that should ever be a reason for not sacking the manager, I don't think.
No, I mean, like, obviously I do like him, but it's getting to a point the fans are getting angry that we're not winning games that we should be.
Like I say, it's the fans inside St James's Park who'll decide. Because if they turn, that's his days are numbered then.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously, against Sunderland, I thought would play really well. but I did not see Newcastle United in that game at all on Sunday.
Yeah.
It was just really
Non-existent.
annoying.
Whoa,
because
not good, man.
Yeah.
Come on, hey, Jordan, say it, man. Say the right word, man. You know what to say. We were not good.
we were nothing on Sunday. I don't know what to say. I've said it time and time again, and this is the last time I am going to say it. Eddie Howe needs to leave Newcastle United.
There you go.
Because that
Got it off
is
your
it.
chest.
There you go, mate. Jordan, thank you very much for calling us, mate. Appreciate you
It's all right.
having
Thank
your
you
say.
very much.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good
Catch
one.
you later.
See ya.
That was Jordan there, confirming what we already knew about his sentiments with Eddie Howe. Folks, call us now and have your say. Whatever you feel. Maybe you do want him in. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to have an opinion as far as why he should stay. Call us now, 0191 916 8864.
By the deadness of the phone lines, I think the apathy has set in.
Yeah. I mean, people are knackered, man, and I'm not sure there's anything he can do to fix it. Even finishing in Europe is not going to fix it. He has shown his true colors. He can't turn things around, and turning things around is not when you're a very simplistic person.
Very
unfortunately, in a multi-million-dollar or pound empire, that doesn't work like that. You need to be able to know that you're in control of the ship, and finishing there by the skin of your teeth ain't gonna get it done. So
I'll get it done, all right.
that's for you, but not for the real world.
But that's
So-
all PAF won Champions League.
Yeah, okay. And you're gonna continue to have the same thing over and over and over again every season.
Until we can compete with the rest financially, yeah.
We no.
Or
that doesn't work like
overachieve
that.
as we have done that too.
Yeah. So if we were overachieving, then why you want them out? We're overachieving, so we should.
Hang on.
We are where we're at.
I don't want them out.
So why would you want them out then? If we're not, if finishing in champion, you shouldn't ask for a manager to overachieve. That's impossible all the time.
No.
You shouldn't ever ask for.
I'm saying I want to be.
So why
within
would you
3
ask?
Points, 3 points of Champions League.
Yeah, but why
If
would you? Why?
If that happens to be at the end of the season as well, it still applies because that is challenging.
No, that isn't. 3 points.
Of course, it is.
So if we finish literally 3 points away from Champions League and not in Europe, that's okay with you.
Well, you'd be in Europe if you're 3 points off Champions League. It's impossible not to be.
No, but say if we don't qualify for Europe,
If we don't qualify for Europe, he's got to go.
why? You're asking them to
Because
overachieve. You
because-
can't ask somebody to overachieve. You can only ask somebody to do well with what they
You'll
have.
not be overachieving.
But you say on the money thing, we're 9th, so we should be 9th or 8th or 10th.
Yeah, but there's cups to be won. There's other routes to get in Europe.
So we need to
You could
win the
fin-
cup
you could,
now.
you could have finished 9th.
Man, you're speaking from all over the place, man.
You could have finished 9th this season and still got into Europe.
You're speaking from all over the place, man. You're
No, I'm
circled
not.
right now. You are circled right now. You ain't got a clue right now, man.
Well, explain
good
how.
old man.
What have I said that doesn't make any sense?
Because a team that you should never ask for a manager to overachieve, because that's not sustainable. You can't. So if we're 9th, we should be then
what
8th,
the hell is
9th,
what's
10th.
everybody asking
You should
Eddie to do?
a 10th team in the Premier League is an overachievement for them to win a cup. So why should you ask him to win a trophy when you got a team to be 9th, 10th? Why? That's overachieving. If you finish 9th, 10th, that means you're in the mix. There you go. You're good enough.
There's 5 teams who are entitled to be above Newcastle in the league right now.
So it's Aston Villa.
We are then competing with Aston Villa and to a degree Tottenham.
Yeah, but you also said before that Aston Villa should be above us because of how much they spent. I don't know how much they spent.
No. What I'm saying is we should be challenged. We should be challenging
and they're
Aston
challenging.
Villa. So
and they are challenging.
You could argue we should be within 3 points of Aston Villa, is what you might say. Except they can have one season when they overperform the same way as we have seasons where we overperform, and it'll be like that.
So,
and then occasionally when we overperform and the big five underperform, as Man U and Spurs did last season, man. Then you get in.
You're choosing a lot of words, man. You're just trying to confuse people right now with the word salad. It ain't gonna happen. We gotta call it here. Good morning, man.
I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I'm telling it like it is.
Oh yeah, you are.
The top five are financially right now. The top five are financially out of all league. If we get in the top five, it is overachieving.
Okay, man. That was that's fine. We got a caller here. Good morning. What's your name? Well, yeah. Good morning, sir. Hello.
I just want to know. You keep on saying Eddie out.
What's your name, bud?
Who
What's
are
your
you
name?
Bring in?
What's your name?
Old Angry.
Your name is
Old Angry. Old Angry Noob.
Oh, is that Old Angry Noob? Old Angry Noob.
Hey, buddy, lad.
Where are you from, by the way? Let's meet each other. Let's have a good, where are you from? Where are you calling from? I know you're in Newcastle, but where are you calling from? What part?
I'm from Newcastle. That's all I'm going to say. Look, just talk about the football. You keep on saying Eddie out. So, for who? Who are you going to bring in right now that's going to replace Eddie, that's going to change something overnight? Because you keep on saying it. So let's hear who you want. Or who is going to come in?
So if you've been listening to me, then you would understand that I've been saying that the decision may be to keep him until the end of the season to find the right person, because I do want the right person. I don't want to my thought process for not saying Eddie Howe out before has been because I don't know who's here to come in and fix the situation or be better, because I don't want to sack Eddie Howe and then somebody come in or Graham Jones take care of the team, and that's not enough, because now you're jeopardizing everything. So
that's my thing is there's no point sacking Eddie now,
right?
If you've got nobody willing to come in that's lined up. On top of that, you take Eddie out, you bring the new manager in, he's going to change the team. He's going to get rid of players. He's going to bring in his own players. How long are you going to give that manager before the next thing is you're sitting on the fence saying again, get this one out, because the things aren't happening quick enough or better than what Eddie was doing. So if you're going to give a new manager a certain amount of time, you might as well give Eddie that same amount of time now. And if he wants to change it up and did get new players in, give him the chance to do it. Because he's doing he's the best one we've had in my lifetime. And I'm old. Really old. I've only got a little bit of time because I've got to go and pick my grandbabies up from school.
Okay, man. But
that's my thing. Everyone keeps on saying Eddie out, Eddie out, Eddie out, but there's no answer to say who's coming in that's going to replace him. Okay, how long are you going to give this new person that's coming in?
That's a fair point. Now let me ask you.
What you've got to remember is when that new manager comes in, it's a whole new backroom as well. And it's not just that. You've got other members of staff who will get fired, who will get brought in the back as well. So it's a big, big change that everyone's expecting to happen overnight.
Yeah, and that's why I've been reluctant to say that, because I know it's a big change, and I've been clear on my opinion on why I don't think it's an easy decision. However, let me ask you first, what do you think of the whole season then? What do you think about the Mackham game? What do you think about the giving up leads left and right like it's Christmas? What do you think about all that? What do you think about it?
Well, I said weeks before the game against Sunderland that we were going to get beat. I've been saying this for weeks on end. This season has been atrocious. It's a shambles. The thing is, we've got Voltemira, right? Brilliant player. He's not a high-pressing player. We've got a team full of high-pressing players around him, and he's never in the right position because he's always dropping too far deep. He's not an out-and-out player like Isak. Our team was built around Isak. We've lost Isak. We've lost all that pace up front to get up there. So now we've got someone who's dropping deep, more like a Harry Kane kind of player. And he's not as quick as Harry Kane, and he's not getting in the right positions. On top of that, you've got Gordon who won't cross a ball. You've got Alanga who can't cross a ball. And he's not playing Murphy, who will cross the ball. And when he does play Murphy, he's took Baltimore off.
So who's he? I want to clarify. Who's he?
Who's who?
Who's he takes Voltamaro? Who he doesn't put Murphy on? Who's he?
Well, the fucking manager, obviously, isn't it, Eddie? Who else is going to be taking him off?
And so, and you're happy with that?
What? No, that's what I'm saying.
So the manager's doing that.
Everyone, hold on. Everyone keeps on raging and saying we've lost this, we've lost the pace, we've lost the whole integrity of the team because Isak has gone. We've got a totally different forward who was not a high pressing forward.
We
can't play high pressing football
just for the sake of that.
You haven't got a high pressing forward. On top of that, you've got Gordon who just wants to cut in and be the star man. He won't cross the ball.
That's right. Yeah, and
unless he sees his number coming up on the touchline, then he'll start crossing the ball and running.
I 100% agree with
but
that.
Before that, he won't. Alanga, I don't know what is up with Alanga. He was brilliant for Forest. He's doing garbage for us at the minute. Whether that's the pressure, the style, I don't know what that is, but he's playing atrocious and he should be nowhere near the first team.
And again, the manager is putting Gordon in over Barnes, who hasn't done anything to not play every game. And you're talking
totally agree, and that's wrong.
And you're talking about wrong. And again, that's another managerial decision.
Everything about Sunday was totally wrong.
So, for example,
the whole setup, everything was wrong, right? From start to finish. It was a total mess and a total disaster.
But it's not about one. But you agree it's not about just one game.
I put comments in saying we're going to get beat because the same thing is we'll fall apart every game. And it's been like that all season, not just this season, but at the end of last season it was the same as well. We were starting to fall apart.
So angry.
Maybe you can put that down at the end of last season. You could probably put that down to Isak if you're saying everyone knew we wanted to go and he knew we wanted to go and he wasn't turning up. Maybe you can say that. But this season has been atrocious. We made some good signings, but they're just not working. He maybe needs to go to a 4-4-2 and try Voltamiro and Whissa, or at least try Whissa up front on his own, give him the time. But at the minute, if he's only got 30 minutes in him and he thinks he's going to break down, it's a bit pointless.
But
then again, how does he get the minutes if he's not allowed to play?
But Angry, everything you're pointing out, I agree with. But it's the manager's the one making the decision. So
yes, it is. It is the manager that's making this. But at the same time, you can only piss with the cock you've got.
Yeah. So, Mr. Angry, as you know, if you watch the channel at all, you'll know that there's a famous radio character called Mr. Angry. So I'll call you Mr. Angry if you don't mind.
That's sorry.
As you know, I am firmly Eddie in. I always have been.
Yeah.
Stuck with him through thick and thin. I believe he's got a lot of credit in the bank. But you've just...
I do know.
Right. So, but you've just outlined there innumerable things that he's doing wrong.
You should be on my side, man.
Yes.
And yet, but hang on, just like me.
Yeah.
You're saying that I have pointed innumerable times to the devastation that Isak leaving has caused, which started at the back end of last season, as you've just rightly said, and then completely knackered our transfer window because of PIF determination to hang on to him. So that meant we didn't get if we just sold Isak straight away. If everybody knew we were going and we just sold him, bit the bullet instead of trying to play a Billy Big Bollocks, and sold him then we could have then got Eddie's first choices, which would have been Ekitike, Pedro, and Buemo, because we would have had the money
everybody
to pay for them.
See, the thing is with that, even if I had sold Isak at the very start and got rid of him, we would have still been in the same position, mate, because none of them players wanted to come to Newcastle.
And not only that,
None of them wanted to come. None of them. They had no
talks.
interest in coming to Newcastle. So it doesn't matter when we sold Isak, we would have still been in that same position of none of them players wanted to come. And we would have probably, maybe he's ended up with Voltamara, maybe he's not. I don't know about that. None of them players, Sesko, none of them wanted to come to us. None.
No,
so,
Ekitike would definitely come to us.
Maybe, yeah, he probably would have. If Isak had it gone,
yes,
straight away, he maybe would have came this.
But we're missing
then
the point,
again, you don't know because he's already knocked me back a few years ago. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for Paris Saint-Germain, he knocked us back for Paris Saint-Germain, and he's a Frenchman.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I know. Obviously, anybody in their right mind would do that. You know what I mean? Going to Newcastle and they're going, PSG's up there. See you later. PSG's where I'm going. You know what I mean? Any player's going to do that. I understand that.
My only criticism of what you've said and the whole call, which I agree with the vast majority of, is that you've said, if you bring somebody in, they're not going to change it automatically. They're going to have to spend money on another one. So the bit that I disagreed with was you might as well give Eddie the money to see if he can turn it round. And whilst I'm inclined to take that view, I also am critically thinking enough, I think, to say, wow, well, hang on a minute. What's Eddie? What was when finally Eddie was backed in the summer? Albeit we've got the whole Isak thing going on in the background, but he was back. And when you look at the players that he signed, and if you're saying we couldn't have got the Stella, I honestly believe we could have got if we'd went and put an extra 50 grand in Mbeumo's wages, he would have come here and not gone to Man U. Especially in the plight they are in at the minute compared to our trajectory. I think we could have got him Mbeumo, and he would have been chalk and cheese compared with Elanga. So my only worry is saying you might as well give Eddie the money.
But what I'm saying is, give Eddie till the end of the season now, but he's going to have to spend something in January.
Well, why?
Well, we're going to have to buy a couple of fullbacks without doubt.
Because if we don't spend in January, we're just going to end up falling further down the table.
I agree. We need
to
spend.
It's not going to do anybody any good.
I agree. We need to spend.
We have to invest in January in some players to strengthen because we're weak at the minute.
I agree with that, but you can't just say, Eddie Howe, here's the money, go buy whatever you want, because he's bought these players, man. That we're talking about.
Right, but hold on. If you get rid of Eddie now,
I'm not saying
how much are you going to give that new manager in January?
But here's the thing. I'm not. Maybe I'm not making myself clear.
Because any manager coming in now will want the wallets open for them to spend in January to try and make a point and say we can get here. At the minute, there's 66 points available on the table. So I'm not saying we're getting 66 points. But I think there's 66 available. That will still get up the table. I personally think we will get Europe this season. I don't think Champions League, but Europe, yes, at a push. Whether that's going to be good enough for the fan base out there, I don't know. There's a lot of fans have this idea of if it's not first, it's not good enough.
But that's not
bollocks.
It is bollocks. 100%.
We are not that team.
If you find a fan that tells you Newcastle United should be win the Premier League, you need to slap him upside the head, because that's not possible.
That's the that's the expectations of a lot of Newcastle fans.
No,
I know, I'm from here. I'm born and bred here.
Well, no, I understand that.
I know how deluded some of our fans are, mate. I know the deludedness in them where they're saying if it's not first, it's not good enough.
Well, we should never be first.
They
Our
were,
standards.
they were screaming that we should have been Champions League when we had Ashley, man, for fuck's sake.
Well,
language, Timothy.
Well, you know, listen.
Oh, sorry, mate, sorry.
He's an old angry dude.
I thought there was an open policy, but my apologies.
No, we're on radio
I'm sorry, lads,
standards
but I've got to
now.
go. I've got to go and pick the grandbairns up from school. But
okay,
I'll
man.
try and phone back in again.
Yeah, man, do
Excellent.
it.
I do watch. It's just I just like so. I've got to say something because
Yeah.
Good for you.
to me it's just stupid to get rid of Eddie at this minute, where he should get to the end of the season, give him some spending in January to strengthen the squad to try and push for further than up what we are. We have to finish in the top half of the table, and we have to finish in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
We have to.
Yeah,
We have to get a European slot.
Exactly, I agree. So we agree. We agree
There you
100%.
go. We all
100%.
agree with Mr. Angry.
If you would, no.
Right.
Wayne doesn't agree with you. By the way, he doesn't agree with you. Me and you agree with each other. It's just, I'm just,
I agree with you. Everyone's got their own opinion, and some opinions are right, and some opinions are wrong. My opinion will be wrong to probably everybody else in the chat. I'm probably getting slandered in the chat. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But I think you've said everything spot on.
It's my opinion. It's my thought. Like, I'm old, and I've seen all this before. And getting rid of a manager now is not the answer. Just because we've had a shite result against the Mackens, when really, if you open your eyes up,
but no, hold on. Now we disagree.
You could see this coming because we cannot hold on to a lead.
But there's a reason why you see it coming.
Apart all the time.
There's a reason why you see it
written in the stars. You could see that we weren't going to win that game weeks before we even played it.
But there's a reason why you see it coming, because our season has been draws all year. So
yeah, because it's not what we've. See, the thing is, we've had Isak for a few seasons, and we were on the front foot, pressing, not letting the fucking keeper even get the ball out.
Language.
And then all of a sudden, we've lost Isak, and we've got, sorry about that, forward who was not high pressing like Isak or like Wilson was. So he's too far back all the time. So we've lost the intensity of the press.
Yeah.
With not having the high intensity player as a forward.
But that is just one part of. Hold on. That's one part of it. Because if you were telling me we got the intensity, Gordon is pressing, Ilanga's pressing, but the numpty Voltemara doesn't press, then I would agree with you. But the whole team doesn't press. Therefore, it's not a Voltemara problem. It's the whole team. But we don't press. Period. We don't press. Period at all.
But it's led from the front.
Nah.
If you notice, if you go back and watch, right. Isak's the first one pushing forward. Wilson was the first one pushing forward, getting the wingers up with him. And then the midfield was coming up with him. And then the defence was stepping up. Now it's not. Everyone's just sitting back. We're forward is in our own half. All game nigh on.
Yep. I think that's down
just
Eddie,
look at the way we're set up now compared to what we were with Isak. When we were set up with Isak, Isak was on their 18-yard line, pressing the keeper constantly with it arms up, left and right, push up. Then the midfield was behind him, then the defence was coming up.
But one thing doesn't stop.
That's not happening now.
But one doesn't stop the other. I mean, if Voltemara is not present, then why is everybody else doing it? It's not a.
It's like the domino. It's the domino effect.
No,
it's the knock-on effect.
Do you not think it's Eddie?
If they were pushing forward more, they'd be stepping up more. But like I say, my problem with Gordon is he just will not cross. He just wants to cut in and be the main man that scores the goal.
There you go.
And at the minute, Elanga can't cross.
Hey, but
and he's not playing Murphy, who will cross. And when he does play Murphy, Voltemara's not on there.
But listen, because that's fine if you want to tell me your name, if you want to be old and new, but I love Newcastle, so I need to know. I want to know places, so I want to know where you're from, though. Don't give me your address. Just tell me what part of Newcastle.
No, I'm originally from Wallsend.
Oh, Wallsend kid. There you go. See, I want to know, man. I want to know. So there's, I mean, I like it. Wallsend. A few people call it from Wallsend.
No, I lived all over. I used to live in Saudi. I lived in Nigeria. I lived in Cameroon. I lived in Holland. I lived in Germany. I've lived all over the world, mate, because of my job.
Oh, there you go. Okay, man. Cheers. All right. Well, listen, you got to call us back, all right? You got to call us back, man.
Mr.
I've got to go and get the grandbands from school here.
Get the grandbands,
lads.
Cheers,
Off you
man.
hope.
care.
Catch you
See you
later,
later.
kids. Ta-da.
That's a lovely. Old getting a new color, man. I don't have a problem. We agree with everything. It's just it might not be the smart decision to sack Eddie Howe now, but as long as you got the clear plans and you start planning accordingly, then you'll be all right. That's my take on it. Call us now, folks, and have your say. We got 30 minutes left on the show. 0191 916 8864. Have your say. Listen, this is a channel where everybody gets to say.
Super chats in should keep Eddie Howe because there's no one else. Cobblers.
Well, I do believe that is as daft as it is, man. As daft as it sounds, I think it's a good excuse because you don't want to get a manager that you don't believe in, that you don't trust, and then you get into the cycle where they don't do good, and then you sack them like Forrest have. I mean, that's a fair argument. You know, but again, you got to have things very clear. That even if Eddie Howe manages to get Europe at the end of the season by the skin of her teeth because Aston Villa decides to bottle it at the end or Man United bottle it at the end and the worlds collide and therefore we manage to get Europe, that ain't going to be good enough.
That's absolutely going to be good enough.
No, it isn't. Because it's proven that he struggles, that he can't do it, and he needs other teams to help.
Struggles and he gets over the lane.
No. That's not going to be enough. And as long as
absolutely enough. Absolutely
enough.
enough.
That's fine. It's not going to be enough for me and for most people.
Well, that's ridiculous.
If we continue to play like this, bad, and manage to hold on.
If we continue to play like this, you won't do it. It'll not happen.
Ain't going to be enough. Mercury Down says, excellent composure on that last call. Well, listen, everybody can call in right now. Have your say. You ain't never going to get me out of character. You better believe that. Unless you touch me or something. Then, I'll beat your ass. But other than that, you're never going to, you're never going to, you're never going to get me out of character. People, they can have their opinion. It's not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. Have your say. What do you disagree with me? Disagree with Win? Whatever it is, it's an uncensored freedom of speech channel for all Newcastle United fans to have their say. And I'm a guy that gives a lot of opportunities. Even I have somebody labeled here, no name drunk Naka. And because I don't know their name, they just called and was just drunk. I even have him here when he's ready to call and have a good conversation. I give people opportunities, man, because I want to know your opinion, truly know your opinion. So call us now, folks, 0191 916 8864.
Besmirching my name. Has Win made any more lies today? Such as, Foxy? Such as?
Many. And Foxy was a bit on your side a long time ago, and now you keep on diluting. And he's
Jody Dan, it's NUFC, not a HFC. Yes, and the U is the opposite word there. United, not divided.
Yeah, well, there's one person dividing the team, the fans. That's for sure. That is for sure, ladies and gents. Christina here, War Christina now, as we should say. The way
Tina Tooney.
The way the start of the call was handled turned that in a good conversation. Oh, and disappear. Turned into good conversation and a great call by the end of that call. So it was great, except the swearing maybe. Yeah, it was a bit. He was. But some people it's in their. It's in
the vernacular.
Yeah, man, it's hard to do it. So. Irish assassin with the comment there. A lot of people have their say, Darren Lee, you should be calling me. I want to know your opinion because you used to be remember a very happy clapper for a good while, and now you're on the dark side again. Darren Lee calling from the Toon. So please call us now, folks, and have your say. 0191 916 8864, free of charge for you. Just have your say. Epic says the club is bigger than any manager or player. There you go.
Right, there you go.
So, I think, ultimately...
Let us in. I think we need to wait till the end of the season and then assess where we are. I think there'll be a lot of managerial roundabouts going on, and if the right manager comes up, then pounce.
Yeah.
And Trulls with his 100 North Korean krona this time. Thank you,
no.
Trulls. Waiting.
Really...
Oh, wait a minute.
People in North Korea, They don't even have you.
Waiting to see if Howe can get the team going means we have little time to fix it if he can't get it going. Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's a balancing exercise, isn't it?
Well, that's the part about it. I mean, that's very difficult right now. And again, man, whether you believe it or not, I'm being truthful. I have, with regret, with my greatest regret, is to announce my opinion as Eddie Howe out, because I've been trying to sugarcoat it, and as much I put a lot of glitter on this turd, and it's still a turd, surprisingly. So, and now I can do, man. Now I can do. By the way, I just got an email notification. PSV ballot is open. I was trying to apply for the ballot, man, because I want to know. I'm a new member now, so try to apply for the ballot and see how it goes. And it's interesting because we do a lot of ticket.
Get it in, get it done.
Ticket coverage. Yeah, I know, but you have to be a member. Betsy's not a member, so I couldn't apply. I can't just apply for one ticket. I mean, for what?
Yeah.
But and then what we're gonna do with that one ticket? I can't have Betsy sitting by herself on the corner somewhere. Anyway, man, it's a private conversation. But but it'll be good. I wanted to apply just to see how it works, and you can apply. Look, right there it says disability. If you got blah 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 sensory room, you can apply. You can apply for a lot of stuff, and a lot of people say they don't have luck. That they're not lucky to the ballots. But I mean, it also depends how many tickets you want. For example, if you say I want to apply for 6 tickets, that's I think the most you can apply for the Aston Villa, then the chances are going to be very limited that you're going to get 6 tickets in that one go. So I never had that in consideration when we talk about ticketing and the member ballots. But it depends on the amount of tickets as well. So a lot of these people might not be lucky because they won a lot of tickets. And that's never been brought up because nobody's brought it up. But now that I've seen that, well, that makes a lot of sense maybe as to why some folks seem to be more lucky than others. So there you go. Maybe some want special accommodations.
When I was taxi driving, I used to get loads of people in taxi. God, I wish I could win the lottery. And I said, "You put it on?" No. How are you possibly going to win it if you didn't put it on? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. But Epic says, I thank Eddie for what he's done, but he has turned into a coward. Get a goal and sit back now. He starts sitting back in decline. The ship is going down faster than the Titanic and not enough lifeboats. At this point, it's only a few. Mighty Wayne is looking at the lifeboat right now. He don't want to jump in yet, but the water,
I'm
the
looking at the
Atlantic
lifeboat.
Ocean.
I am looking at, I've just joined the queue, and my queue number is 5885, and there are only 2,752 users in the queue ahead of me. Estimated wait time 5 minutes.
If you're a season ticket holder, you can still apply for a ticket. You would think so, right?
Yeah, I am a member.
You should do that, man. But
I am. I'm doing it right now. Because you numpty haven't.
You don't do it. But why would I do that when I'm going with my wife, man? I'm not gonna sit.
Well,
here in America, we have proper.
You and your wife could have mine and Christopher's seat, and we'll get the ballot seats.
Here in America, we have proper seating systems, man. We just buy our tickets together, and people sit together here, man. We have proper stadiums, all right. So we don't need to over there in Europe. You gotta your wife's gotta sit on that corner, your son over there, and you over here. And what is that, man? The greatest joy of it is enjoy life together, reacting, screaming, grabbing onto her, and give a little squeeze here and every now and then to your lass. You know what I'm saying? Together, man, not separate, man. What's the matter with you? But I agree, you got a point. I'm gonna apply right now. I should have done that yesterday, to be honest. I was there though because I was so excited. I was like, I feel like I'm a proper fan now. I'm gonna be applying for the ballot, and but it's and it's good. It's good that because I thought it was just enter the ballot and see if you get a ticket. But you know how many tickets you want. If you're a numpty like Win, numpties here. Select how many tickets for numpties. How many tickets for disabled folks. How many tickets for if you want the sensory room, this and that. So I'm actually very, very happy of how they do it. But I didn't go any farther, of course. So, but good stuff, Mighty Wayne. Good stuff, mate. It's but don't you think that's something that nobody brings up? Like, if, for example, if my example, if me and four
Well,
people.
four people. My example is exactly that. That if I've literally just gone on now, we hear all these people screaming they can't get tickets. I never apply for a ballot. I've just applied now, and there's only 2,000 in front of us in the queue. Now, I don't know how many tickets are in the ballot. I don't know how many will already have gone. But people just don't apply. The club told us at the ticketing seminar at St James's Park a fortnight ago that there's 23% success ratio in ballots. In other words, a 1 in 5 chance. Better than 1 in 5 chance. If you apply for the ballot, you'll get a ticket. 23% was their figures. People are saying they can't go, they don't apply.
That's interesting though, Wayne, because yesterday, when I entered the ballot, I wasn't sent to this thing here where it says the queue number. I didn't see any of this. It took me straight to the website.
That's just opened.
No. But yesterday for the Villa game, it took me straight to the website.
That was up.
Why is it that different?
Because Aston Villa, the different games go up at different times.
No, I understand the point. This PSV game is taking me to this window where it says, you got 7 minutes wait time, whatever. But for the Villa game, it took me straight to the website.
Right now, how many have you got in the queue in front of you?
3,496.
Right. I've only got 1,700 in front of me now. And that's in the time it's taken you to decide to do it from me doing it whenever 5 minutes ago. There's now 2,000 other people doing it.
Thank you for gifting a membership, Trolls. Thank you very much, mate. And that's going to the one and only Hashetsky. Something like that. Thank you. Welcome, mate. But the thing is, I don't know that you can transfer your ticket, though. That's the problem. That's why I never did it. That's why I never thought we should do it anyway. Because I don't think you can transfer your ballot ticket, as far as I knew. It'd be great if you can. I think if you can't go, for example, I think you can just give it back to the club.
I don't know.
So if you can't transfer it, then what are you talking about? Me and you get Betty and I get your tickets.
I'll not need to transfer the ballot ticket. I'll transfer my own ticket.
But that means you would have to enter the queue, though. So stop blaming me for not entering, because you would have to do it on your own. Because even if I get a ticket,
all I'm saying is, if you didn't, you would have had a much better chance of getting it than in that space of 5 minutes. You would have been 2,000 better off.
Yeah, but again, what's the point of that? Because I would have gotten a ticket for me only, and then I'll be sitting by myself. That's why I didn't do it. You're not getting it, man. You're a little bit slow.
No, you're not getting it. We're off here.
Gavin Fuller, we press City. We press City well with Walter, with the team, because it was the game plan. And in the last 3 games, Walter is present, the keeper, and no one else is present. I actually agree with that. But people just see what they want to see, man. People just see what they want to see. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but
it doesn't help the fact that we have made a deliberate, in my opinion, there's been a deliberate policy change to go from high press, high energy, to low energy. In fact, Eddie said that in the presser today. He said the new plan is to minimize, his exact words, has intensity slipped away. He says it's impossible to maintain the high intensity with the game schedule we have, so the object now is to minimize running. But we are still one of the highest pressing teams in the league. That was from the presser today. So there's been a definite policy shift away from high intensity, which I think has been the main factor in costing us performances and points.
But that's again up to him. It's
absolutely
not
well, unless as Gary said, it's Bunce is having a big say in the matter.
He ain't got nothing to say. He is a consultant, man. If Eddie Howe doesn't agree with him, then knock him. It's plain and simple.
No,
he's not there to make decisions.
He is
He's not to make decisions, man. He's not. Well, stop with that director crap, man. He's another coach on the side telling them, hey, this guy, if you keep running, he's going to get hurt. He's a physio, man. But at the end of the day, the guy that makes the decision said, no. Or you telling me that Bunce is telling me, if you play him, you're going to be sacked, Eddie. So do not play him. Are you saying that? No. Eddie Howe is the one making decisions. You can take his opinion in consideration. Yeah. But I'm just saying, man, it's not. It's Bunce is it's a consultant. You can't just But anyway, it's an interesting thing. Anyway. More comments here. Jordy Dan, intensity is our identity. If it ain't now, what is our identity? Hide and seek. Well, different. It's invisibility, says the guy there. Darren Lee, the club is backing Howe to change our form. Well, I think that's what's going to be.
Listen, all of the murmurings coming from all of the press sources is saying that PIF are backing Eddie.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
And as I say, the only thing that will change that for me is if the home crowd turn.
In my opinion, everything counts. Social media is a big part of life now, and you better believe the players look at it and they react to it. There's a reason why Bruno came out and tried to save Gordon's behind because of what he said on social media. So it has a lot of weight on it, man. It has wags get involved as well. They get on there and say, "You're talking about my husband." It happens all the time. And of course, the stadium. Away fans as well, not just home fans. Away fans have a lot to say. They're less patience than the home fans. So when everything goes wrong, you are knackered. So there you go, baby. Listen, we're going to call it off. It's been a lovely show. We're going to be back again at 8 p.m. tonight with Gary, with Christina, the new star of the channel. And
I'm getting my nose pushed out.
To all the chatters out there, when you join the 8 p.m. early night show, put your tongue back in your mouth. And just to all the coyotes, man, whoosh, get out. So come on, man. And we'll be back later on tonight as well. And the question remains, will Fulham fix things? Is Fulham enough? Or it ain't got nothing to do with it. It's over. The ship is already, is a rupture on the ship. Ain't no fix. There's not a welder on site at the moment. So what do you think? Are we in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean going down with the ship? With the greatest, we thought this was the greatest ship of all, like the Titanic. And it's sinking just as fast.
And
what happened,
man? It ain't
what
sinking
happened
at all.
Anyways, win, happy clapping. There you go. Ping Robin to, hey, by the way, Christina gave an uppercut to Boki yesterday that was lethal, man, talking about Eddie Howe Bournemouth situation. That was because Win was knackered. He was on the road. He was down already, and Christina came in, tagged him on, and gave him a threw an arm at Boki, and Boki was knackered.
Clothesline him.
There you go. So join us tonight, folks, and thank you very much to all the super chats supporting the channel. That goes a long way. You know how that goes, especially with Christmas time. The fact that you're super chatting, we appreciate you very much indeed. All of you out there. Let me see. Jake and Ryan, thank you for becoming a member. Gavin Fuller, you know why. Mercury Dime, Trolls for gifting a membership. Jody Den, and congrats to Hutchett Sky. Man, that's difficult. And Gavin Fuller as well. So thank you very much, all of you out there. Thank you to all the callers. And yeah, we'll be back again at it tonight, 8 p.m. kickoff, folks. See you then. I'll wait.
Well,